Yes, you're welcome. This is a video presentation for our final year project proposal, and I'm going to begin with the title. A transparent price forecasting artificial intelligence model for the basic food commodities in Uganda. And it's presented by Regan Waligo. This is our project team we worked upon with to come up with this research proposal. And these are the members. And these are the contents of our presentation as we are going to I'm going to be explaining each and every slide and every title and topic. We shall begin with the introductions. The price fluctuation. The price fluctuation is the rise and the fall of prices of the goods and services over a period of time. As we have seen, the prices of the basic food commodities have risen, and this has been attributed to various factors. The prices for essential commodities have increased by 22.8% from the June of 2021 to the June of 2022. This has been contributed to by many factors, but this research was carried out by UBOS. The fluctuation of these prices affect consumer decisions due to the difficulty in planning. For instance, a consumer may come to the market or go to buy anything else from the shop, is expecting the price to be as it used to be. But reaching the market, the producer may find out that the price of the commodity has increased. And this will cause discomfort, and it will force the consumer to either opt for another product which is of less cheaper value, or either to abandon the product. As we are going to see, there is a correlation between the oil prices and the prices of these basic commodities. These oil prices they influence the basic commodities. For instance, the increase or decrease in the oil prices will have an immediate impact on the basic commodities, because these basic food commodities have to be transported from the area of production to the market, and this includes transport costs. So if in case they increase, they will affect the basic food commodities directly. This is a graph which is showing us the recent trends and the prices of the cereals and tubers. As we can see on the graph, you have the prices of the various food commodities, which include cassava, maize, millet, sorghum, and as we have seen, that the prices of flour has increased greatly in this period of time. And these market prices were taken on the 15th of September 2022. When we talk about the basic food commodities, we mean like basic food commodities that we use in our daily life. We use daily, and these examples, there is posho, which is used every day, which is prepared, and people normally eat it alongside the rice and then the beans. The problem is the uncertainty caused by the fluctuations of prices for these basic commodities, leading to poor planning. For instance, a person may be expecting the price, for example, of a kilo of sugar to be maybe at 3,500, but reaching the market or the shop may reach and realize that the kilo of sugar is 4,500 or at times 5,000. This will cause poor planning, since he had earlier budgeted for only 3,500, thus causing discomfort and disorganization. The problem statement. Our problem statement is to improve the certainty of the future prices for the basic goods. We must be able to forecast the prices of these goods and enable proper planning for the both of the individuals and companies. As this problem of price fluctuation does not only affect the individuals, it also affects companies, because they also make budgets, and when they pass these budgets, they expect them to be the prices to be like how they expect. So any increase or decrease can cause disorganization. And to an individual, when he's going to purchase something, he expects the price to be the one he knows, and any increment in it can cause the person to abandon it, thus leading to the poor planning. This is our problem tree, which is going to help us explain the structural representation of our problem statement. Here we have the food prices, food price fluctuations. Here down we have got the secondary and the primary causes. On the secondary causes, as we have seen, recently that there has been a war in Ukraine and Russia, and this war has caused a lot of instability in these countries. And these countries are the ones which provide us with the oil which is refined to get petroleum which is used by cars which are used to transport our food commodities. But since there is instability in these countries, they will lead to an increase in the oil price. Since there is a lot of scarcity, that's affecting the food prices, making them to rise because the oil is now has the oil has increased its price. So the petrol will have increased its price, thus increasing the transport cost. Another secondary cause will be the low profits from the agriculture. Like these farmers, when they carry out their activities and they go to a market and then they present their food crops and food commodities and then they get low profits. This will lead a decrease in the investment expenditure because these people are discouraged, and so next time they invest less. That's which will lead to a scarcity in the market, making them increase the food prices. Another one is anticipating prices in the future. These wholesalers may anticipate that there may be a rise in the future basing on a number of factors. It may be maybe propaganda, it may be when they say that there is going to be another lockdown or political reasons. And this may cause wholesalers like to hold goods like to refuse to sell these goods and expecting higher prices. That's affecting the prices of food commodities in the market, which will make them increase. Now, this is our problem. So we move on to the effects. How has it affected the people? How has it affected the individual and the economy? This food price fluctuation result into uncertainty for the future food price. Like nobody can tell what's the food price of this or the food price of these commodities. Nobody can tell. And this will lead to the improper planning by individuals. You may plan more expecting it to be more and you find it's less, and may be planning it expecting it to be less and it's more. Then we'll move on to another primary effect, which will be the reduction in the investment security. See, these people who they are discouraged by these food prices since they're unpredictable. That's which will lead to the reduction in the investment. Another primary effect will be the inability to purchase these essential goods. Like people will reach a period of time when they can't afford some basic commodities. For example, sugar when it's highly priced, and this will lead to the poor livelihood of the people. On our related works, as we are exploring on our research, we found out that there is another company called Chai Predict. This allows the commodity budgeting by enabling to plan the raw material expenditure. This company works in form of like in case you want to build a house and maybe not knowing the expenditure, the cost is going to take. This company can come up and give you the budget, and also it can anticipate the costs in the supply chain. And these costs, this company helps you like to predict, and it tells you that these raw materials are going to cost this and this. So you make a budget and you're well informed. Another one is the forecast AI. This enables high quality forecasts and provides real-time and marketing information. This briefly, I can tell you that the prices of these stocks are going to increase or are going to decrease, and may even they are going to increase it to this and this. So they help you to make well-informed decisions. We move on to our research questions. Our research questions these are the questions which have been guiding us to preparing our proposal and our final project. The first one, which is, will the project forecast the prices for the basic commodities? The second one will the project recommend smart decisions to the consumers? As we shall see, moving on, our project must make smart recommendations to our consumers. In case there will be an increase, and we may advise the consumer to be able to purchase more of that commodity or less of that commodity in case they're expecting a decrease. And our third research question is, how accurate will this project give the predictions? We shall be evaluating our project with the various evaluation metrics, which will include the precision, the accuracy, and the F1 score, and the root squared error. All these and others will help us give how accurate our model is. Our objectives. The first one is to enable forecasting of the prices for the basic commodities, to provide a transparent model for the forecasting prices. And the issue of the transparent model, we are going to meet in the methodology, like how your model should be able to explain how has it arrived on those results. And our third objective is to provide smart recommendations for the procurement decisions. Now, these recommendations will help the consumers when making their procurement decisions or budgeting. This is the structure of our methodology. I'm going to explain how we are going to be moving on with our project. We shall begin with the food price datasets. These datasets were obtained from the World Food Program, and these datasets will move on to data processing. Here, data processing, we shall be removing the redundant data values. We have to process our data, and there will also be data cleaning. And this after data processing the datasets, we shall split the datasets into two: the training dataset and then the testing dataset. The training dataset will be used for training our model, and our model shall train you the algorithms such as the recurrent neural networks, lasso regression, the XGBoost, the cat, and the random forest, and more so onwards. As we know, all of these algorithms I've mentioned, these algorithms are black box, meaning that these algorithms, we don't know how did they come up with these results, how have they been processing them. So we shall use with the help of the explainable AIs using Sharp and Lime to help us more explain about their explainability and then interpretability. Moving on from the training of our model, we shall also have to test our model, and we shall have to be testing our model using the training dataset we split from the total dataset we had. When we are testing our dataset, we shall have to move on to evaluating our model, and when we're evaluating our model, we shall be using evaluation metrics such as the accuracy, the precision, the F1 score, and then the root squared error, and more others. In between the testing of the model and evaluation of the model, we have the fine-tuning of the model. In case we reach when you're evaluating a model and we find that you have undesired parameters, we shall move back to the testing stage. After evaluating a model, we shall be when you have come out with our price forecasting model. And our price forecasting model, we can also retrain it again. That's the error implementing back to the training mode. And our price forecasting model, it shall be embedded within a web application, which will have a user interface which the user will be interacting with. Continuing with the methodology, the explainable artificial intelligence, as I earlier on hinted upon it, that there is need to explain how and why the model comes up with such decisions. We have to be able to explain how did the model come up with such decisions. We have to explain the explainability of the model using the AI algorithms such as the Lime and the Sharp. The Lime is the local interpretable model antagonistic explanation. This model antagonistic means that it is flexible with various models, and we shall also be used to explain our model better. Now moving on to the experimental results. Experimental results, the first graph, we have the price of the maize in the different markets. As we can see, there are prices in the different markets such as Owino, Ngulu, and Ginger, and Barara. As we can see, Owino, for instance, this is the line graph. It's earlier on first decrease and then rose up. And as we shall also Ngulu, which followed the same trend, but it was a bit lower. And there is also the ones for Ginger, which rose up. And the second graph, we have the prices of the cereals and the tubers on the different dates. The x-axis was showing us the price, and then the different dates, how the prices were rising up. I also did some explanatory data analysis. The first graph will be showing us it's the scatter diagram showing us the average prices of the cereals in the different markets. Then the second one was a table which was showing us the mean, the median, and then the standard deviation of the basic cereals and food groups. In our conclusion, we want to conclude that there is a direct correlation between the oil prices and the food prices. That an increase or decrease in the oil prices will have an immediate effect on the food prices. And also using the AI models can also improve the interpretability or the explainability of the model, as earlier on explained in the methodology. That want our model to be able to explain how did it come with all these users, how was it processed, how did it arrive here. And our feature works will help also to our project to be able to forecast the prices of other products such as the shoes, for instance, the bags, or anything else, as long as it's related to the price. You want it to be when it's able to forecast it. The second feature works is to forecast. You want to also able to enable and implement that the weather conditions are one of the factors that are affecting the food prices. You want to be able to be also a factor. The third one is also to forecast the population in the long run. These are our references we made. We made our research upon these references. Finally, I want to thank Makerere University, the College of Computing and Informatics Technology, and our research supervisor, Mr. Galiwango Marvin, for the guidance and supervision he has been helping us a lot. Thank you.